fitness, working out is a form of meditation. I would call it a form of active meditation, meaning you're moving the body, but still very similar to meditating in lotus position, silently, still. Um, for those of you that don't know, meditation, the way it's traditionally taught, is you're supposed to get yourself in a state where you allow thoughts to kind of come into your mind and then leave, right? Like water. They come through, you can observe them for what they are, but then you're supposed to let them go. Not supposed to think about anything. Some people think meditation is just like sitting and thinking, and it's actually kind of the opposite of that. You're supposed to not really be thinking, if that makes sense. Observe. That's why they teach you to really focus on your breath, your inhales and your exhales, because if you're super focused on your breath, it's hard to really think about any of the thoughts that pass through your mind. So for me, and I know for others, weightlifting and cardio for me actually is very similar in that sense. I will have thoughts come into my mind, random thoughts throughout the day, or things I'm stressing about, or worries that I have, and I allow those thoughts to come in. I see them kind of as a third person, right? See them for what they are, and I let those thoughts go. I let them through, right? As they come, they kind of wash over me, and then they pass. Um, and I'm focusing on my breath, right? When I'm lifting weights or I'm doing cardio, I'm focusing on my inhales and my exhales. We talk about this on this channel, how important breathing right is. These basic things I think people take for granted, and they will help you with your fitness journey as well. But yeah, the reason I consider it a form of active meditation is it's also very grounding, right? Especially resistance training. It's very grounding. You can feel yourself ground to the earth, as strange as that sounds. When you're lifting, especially lifting heavy, you're supposed to have your feet firmly on the ground. They should be firm on the ground, connected to earth, connected to Gaia, and you should be channeling energy up through your feet, up into your core to whatever muscle that you're working. So really, working out and exercise in general is very mindful, and I know the industry has kind of hijacked it and sold it as this mindless kind of macho thing, but it couldn't be further from the truth. Weightlifting, aesthetics, fitness, cardio, exercise, these things go way back. They're what makes us human beings. And don't let these industries that kind of dictate what fitness is supposed to be have the last call. We're out here too, and we're bringing mindfulness into fitness, into weightlifting. I've had a conversation with my friend the other day, and I was telling him that looking good is great, but that's really just the icing on the cake. And I would lift weights and do cardio even if it didn't change the way I looked, right? So if it didn't affect the way I looked, I would still do it because of the grounding that I get through it, the psychological effects I get through it. I'll try to link an article I read from the New York Times, actually just recently posted, about how weightlifting, specifically resistance training, can help with all these psychological things going on with people. Things from anxiety, even PTSD, regular day-to-day stresses, things like that. And I think a lot of people in the scene, who have done this for a while, they know this kind of, but it's still not really talked about. I've heard some quotes going around: breakups create bodybuilders and stuff, and it's kind of scratching the surface of what this stuff kind of is. But it's super healthy for the mind too. Not just the body, but the mind. and it's not talked about enough. So, one of the reasons I created this channel was to talk about it, to be a voice for the psychological effects of it, the spiritual effects from it too, a mind-body connection that I'm always talking about here. I think it's so important, and I want to be a voice for it. So, yeah, I think even if you're content with the way you look and you're not interested in changing the way you look, I think exercise, resistance training, cardio, I think can be super beneficial to your life, even without the vanity reasons behind it. And in fact, I think those psychological effects from it outweigh the physical effects from it. I think there's actually more benefit mentally than there is physically. I know from my own experience, I was a little overweight when I was younger, middle school, first half of high school, a little overweight. Super shy, all the girlfriends that I had, they had asked me out and stuff, and super introverted. I can still be introverted, but weightlifting and fitness really established my voice. It allowed me to find myself, build my self-confidence, find my self-worth. And these things didn't happen just because I lost weight or got shredded. Like I said, second half of high school, I wasn't that heavy, but I still didn't have my self-worth, my confidence. I would never go up to a strange, let alone a woman, but a dude too, just to make friends. I'm super introverted. And so weightlifting helped me with that. It helped find myself with that. It helped build confidence with that. It helped build resilience, right? So, you can use these things in everything with life. It's not just for in the gym. I built resilience with everything, right? And I attribute a lot of that to working out. And when I first got into it, I didn't realize that that's what it was going to do for me. It took me a handful of years, and then looking back and being like, wow, I'm really not the same person that I was, thanks to lifting weights. Another thing that I would say, like meditation, that helps, you deal with stress and your day-to-day anxieties. I think working out can also do that. I think you can let stresses and anxiety out through working out, through lifting weights, through running, through any sort of cardio or resistance training. You can allow those stresses and anxiety to kind of melt off of you as you're working out, and as you're struggling, right? Because working out's a struggle. It's you have to push yourself, and so maybe some of those things you're anxious about don't seem as serious, or if they are serious, they give you working out gives you the resilience to kind of deal with those things. I want to say up front right here, like, meditation, in the lotus, quiet, stillness, these are two different things. So I wouldn't say like working out would replace meditation, but they are similar. They have similar effects. And if you're working out in the right way, a lot of the same benefits that you get through stillness meditation, you will also get through what I call active meditation. Another similar thing that has to do with both stillness and active meditation is time seems super weird and distorted. So, if you're playing a sport that you really love, or if you're working out and you thoroughly enjoy it, time will go super, super fast, and same from people that are deep in stillness meditation. They will be in stillness meditation for hours and come out of it and only think 15, 30 minutes have gone by. And I can tell you firsthand, that's the same for when I'm playing basketball, in a passionate way, when I'm lifting weights in a passionate way. It's time gets distorted because you're enjoying it so much. And that's why I've said in other videos, and I'll say it again now, I think working out should never be looked at as a chore or something you have to do. And if you do look at it like that now, really work on that mind state of like, understanding that you are blessed to be able to work out. You are blessed and privileged to take the time to do this, because a lot of people, they can't get away for whatever reason, whatever's going on in their life. And we all have our own burdens going on, but some people physically and literally can't. And so if you get an hour a day to work out, you should look at that as a blessing. And so, I think there's a lot of mental benefits, and I will get into some more specifics as I continue with this channel. Sorry if I'm ranting, but yeah, I wanted to let you guys know that there are psychological, physiological, spiritual, positive effects from working out. And for me personally, to recap, like I said, really finding my voice, really building my self-worth, really building my self-confidence, getting in touch with my body more. I attribute that all to fitness. Before, I would eat, junk and not really understand why I would feel bad. And now it's like, it seems silly, but now that's so obvious to me, right? I'm much more in touch with my body now than I've ever been, and I plan on continuing that. Much more in touch with my breath. So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys all know that there are other aspects of working out besides just the vanity reasons. So there's more to it than just building muscle. There's more to it than just trying to look better in the mirror. And those are all fine reasons to start. I mean, I won't lie, that's the reason I started working out, right? But I noticed that those other things, the psychological healing, right, spiritual healing that I got from it, far outweigh, the physical reasons from it. And that's what's so great about working out is it's really both. It's good for your body, but it's good for your mind, and it's also good for your soul. I mean, it truly is good for your soul. We as humans were meant to be moving in some way. You don't have to be lifting 500 pounds up off the ground, but I truly believe all of us, men, women, non-binary, all of us are meant to move in some way. And so I think most of us, if not all of us, our quality of life will improve, will go up if we add movement to our regimen, to our daily routine.